time for another retro unboxing with Merman of Scene World, and this time we have the latest addition to my collection of mini consoles. It's the Super Nintendo Classic Mini, 20+1 games pre-installed, Peggy 12, and as you can see it's designed to look like the PAL and Japanese version of the Super Nintendo, with the coloured buttons on the controller and the grey colour scheme rather than the grey and purple of the American NTSC. And so the Super Nintendo was my first console in my collection, the first one I bought with my own money. I'd been working for Commodore Force as the Mighty Brian, Professor Brian Strain, answering technical letters, and one of the ways I decided to spend the money was on a Super Nintendo. I saw one advertised in the local paper in Cambridge, and it was from a gentleman who was upgrading to import a brand new Sony PlayStation back in 1994. So I didn't buy one of these on release, but I recently saw a bargain on eBay for one that was new and unopened. So let's go through the 20 games on here. We have Super Mario World, which was of course with the pack-in, the fourth Super Mario Bros. Game, introducing Yoshi the Dinosaur. Donkey Kong Country from Rare, the British company, using the pre-rendered sprites. Secret of Mana, the classic Square role-playing game. F-Zero, the racing game that was the launch title. Super Castlevania IV, known for its Mode 7 rotational effects. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, one of my favourite games of all time. The first game in the Zelda series I actually played. Super Ghouls' Ghosts, known for its difficulty. Earthbound, the famous mother-free RPG that took 5 years to create. Contra 3: The Alien Wars, or as we know it in Europe, Super Probotector. Super Punch-Out, based on the arcade game Punch-Out. Super Metroid, an absolute classic. Another of my favourite games of all time. As you can see, I'm a big Nintendo fan. Final Fantasy III, that's a game I've not played, another Square role-playing game. Star Fox, known in Europe as Starwing. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, which was never officially released in PAL countries. Super Mario Kart, the first game in that phenomenal series. Mega Man X, Kirby's Dream Course, which is an isometric golf game. Kirby Superstar, aka Kirby's Fun Pack, which is a collection of mini-games. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, which has an amazing graphic style. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, classic beat-em-up. And then the extra game, the 20+1, is the previously unreleased Star Fox 2. So that was in development by Nintendo, and Dylan Cuthbert, who had worked at Argonaut Software, who developed the Super Effects chip. And it was never formally finished, although beta versions have linked. And you can spend £40 to £50 UK money on a repro cart with a Super Effects chip inside to play that. But when you look at the list, I think it was 11, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of the full games, and obviously the unreleased Star Fox. So 11 of the games on here that I didn't have. So at the price I paid, it was a good way of getting them, because several of these games are either import only or expensive to find boxed. I do like a nice box game. So let's open this for the first time. It's brand new and sealed. You can see there's the clip, so we open the side of the box here. Use the holes in the cardboard to pull free. So we have the operator's manual. We have joypad all still wrapped up, as you can see. We have the USB cable for providing power and the HDMI cable for connecting to a TV, and There's a lot of people probably think, well, if you already have a Super Nintendo, in fact I have 2 consoles and lots of games and an Evercade, why would you buy the Mini? Well, as I say, partly because of the number of games included, partly because of connecting to an HDMI TV, and partly because, oops, I just dropped it, that's not so good, and partly because of the novelty. The form factor is lovely, it's a great way of attaching it quickly to a modern TV, and while I can still use my SD to SNES, actually, I have rather than an EverDrive, I do think playing it on the Mini would be a good way to experience these new games. And I have other Mini consoles in my collection. Pad looks and feels really authentic. It has a different connector on the end. So there's 2 pads included. As you can see, the form factor is very close to the original on-off switch, power switch. The eject button doesn't function and the cartridge flap doesn't function because obviously it's not a real Super Nintendo, and as you can see then the controller ports are actually hidden under this front panel. So I had a chance to play the Super Nintendo Mini Classic a couple of years ago at a special retro event at the Retro Computing Museum in Leicester, England, and of course the first thing I did was play Star Fox 2 and then take on my brother at Street Fighter 2. So what I will now do is I will finish unpacking the rest of the goodies in the box, and then I will take time to set it up on my TV and show you the console in action. So as you can see, the Super Nintendo Classic Mini is now set up on the TV next to our brand new Nintendo Switch, and this TV has a USB port as well as an HDMI, so I can power the console from the telly. So I'll switch on the power switch, red light comes on, and the opening menu allows you to choose your language, although most of the games are in English only. There's a cute piece of menu music as well. Select English, OK with the A button. So now we can go through the options. So this is display, 4:3, pixel perfect, or CRT filter, depending on your preference. You can then add a frame effect around the outside, rather similar to the Super Game Boy, allowed you to add frames when you were playing Game Boy games on a TV. So we'll go back to that. Options, you can get a gameplay demo, a classic demo, and screen burn reduction and reset to factory settings here, language setting there, legal notices and manuals in here. View the original game manuals and other information on your smart device by scanning the QR code. So, Contra 3, the Alien Wars. If you go down as well, you can go into the suspend point. So if you press reset during a game, you can save the start. You can save a position, a suspend point to return to. And if you press select on this screen, you can sort by 2-player games, recently played, times played, release date, publisher, and by title. So again, we'll go through, and there are also some handy icons at the bottom there to tell you if it's 2-player. So, Contra 3, the Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, F-Zero, Final Fantasy III, Kirby Superstar, 8 games in 1, Kirby's Dream Course, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Castlevania IV, Super Ghouls'n Ghost, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch Out. And you can see again there's the circular symbols represent the suspend points, the save points. Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, Yoshi's Island. So let's go and have a look at. Now, you can't unlock Star Fox 2 straight away and play it, you have to clear stage 1 in Star Fox. So we'll go into Star Fox and start the game. So Nintendo presents. You can skip the intro by pressing a button. Press start, and you can see it says Star Fox rather than Starwing in Europe. So controls, boost, brake, blaster, and over bomb, start bomb, move down and up, and then do a barrel roll, and you can actually practice that. We'll have a quick look at the training, the classic, and select also changes your viewpoint. That was a Nova Bomb going off. I do know this game, honest. Can't believe Pepper has to test us, says Falco. Hit start to go back to the game, Ribbit. So you go through the rings. It recommends you use type A or B. Now here you can use the brake and you'll be able to get down and across. Okay, you pass. Go fight the real enemy. I did miss that ring. And now you get formation firing. So you'll see a wireframe appear, and you then have to follow the wireframe. It's not going well. It tells you off if you go out of formation. You see. So there's your training done. Double click to barrel roll. What's wrong with you today? You juggle these. While shooting them, so we'll go. We'll hit start to go back to the game. If you've never played Star Fox before, the idea to beat General Andros. Of course, it's described as an on-rail shooter because you don't have total freedom of movement. You go on a fixed trajectory through the level, although you can move around it. It was powered by the Super FX chip, which I mentioned was developed with Argonaut Software, who got the job after creating Elite, a demo of Elite running on the Nintendo Entertainment System, in fact. So now we're into the actual first level. Yeah, let's go. So, shoot the enemies. You may find sometimes your teammates call for help. Fly through these rings. The yellow ring there gives you extra energy, and here's the double blaster upgrade, which improves the strength of your blaster. There's points for hitting 100%, bonuses for hitting 100% of the targets. These towers. There's another hidden power over here somewhere. If you're not getting away, you can blast him and annoy your teammate. Hey, he was mine! So, there's the enemy. Watch your aim, Fox. Yeah, I just shot him by mistake on purpose. Collect that hexagon there for a Nova Bomb. Oh, run into the wall because you're going the wrong way. Another power up over there somewhere, I think. I don't remember right. Oh no, that's terrible. So this should be on the blooper reel because I'm playing so badly. Stage 1. So fly through the arches again. Oh, I did enough to get double blaster. The energy's not good. There we go, it's topped up the energy a bit. The shield shown bottom left. Your speed shown bottom right, which you can in effect with boost and brake. Try not to run into things, Andrew. I'll get him, Rivet. Much more fun to blow things up yourself than let your teammates do it. Like that guy. Come down here to get the Nova Bomb. Barrel roll. There's definitely something hidden in this bit and I can't remember where. Anyways, let's duck this way, duck that way, go down here. Closing in on the end of the first stage. Big robot. Argonaut would go on to develop another Super Effects game, although some of the work was being done at the same time. Oh, you can save Rabbit here. Yeah, there we go. Go through the ring to set a checkpoint. And now we'll face the end of level boss. In typical style, there are vulnerable points. So like the exhaust port on the back, the opening on the right hand side here, and you can shoot bits off him like so. Now, shoot incoming rockets as well, so now we've got to duck his fire. Shoot him in the butt. And that's the first stage complete. So then your teammates are fine. All ships check in. So far so good. Okay, what's next? No sweat, Fox. Stage 1 clear. Score 97%. And teammate shield. So once it goes back to the map, have a quick look. You can choose alternate routes depending on at the start. So you go level 1, 2, 3, level 1 through the middle, level 2 to the right, level 3 the toughest to the left. So let's reset, and it's unlocked Star Fox 2 for us. Now at the bottom here you can save your suspend point, and it automatically saves it in order. So it's, say, 8 minutes of playing time, and it shows you where it is. So and you can also rewind and go backwards through that. We'll go back to the menu and start up Star Fox 2, because this is one of the reasons for getting hold of a SNES Classic Mini, just to try out this game. So it plays slightly differently to Star Fox. There are 3D levels, also these amazing dragons to fight. But the basic idea is to stop General Andros from attacking Corneria again. His armada and missiles are moving one way, you're moving the other way on the tactical map. So, some cool cutscenes there in the intro. There's your base ship. And a couple more teammates. So mission will go on normal. As you can see, there's a hard and expert difficulties. I've returned. I shall make the Cornerian stuff. That will skip. So there's the bad guys moving in, and there's the battle carriers and attack forces are advancing on Corneria. New bases have been established on overrun planets. Planetary missiles will be fired from these bases. Once again, I'm going to say Corneria. Corneria will survive if it sustains minor damage, but if damage reaches 100%, is all over. Engage the forces of Andros while at the same time keeping damage to Corneria at the lowest level possible. Good luck. So, you go in and you can select your pilot and your wingman. So there's Faye and Miu, as well as Slippy, Peppy and Falco. So choose my wingman and they'll launch. It shows them. So now you can select a destination, move the cursor and press B to engage the enemy, land on planets and intercept ships. Switch position of the wingman by select. So there's two, you must infiltrate the enemy base and riot. There's 2 missiles up there. So push B and we'll move. And notice the time is ticking up as we go. So then we're into a mission. I'm a Pigma of the Star Wolf Wing to hold my tongue. So now we're into it, and you're getting some advice and help from teammates. You can barrel roll to avoid any incoming enemy fire. As you can see, it's more of a 3D experience than original. And some radio chatter from the enemy, a bit of bragging. And there we go, we've destroyed the pilot defending the base. So now we're going to try and look at... Now see, I didn't get back in time, so that missile actually damaged Corneria. Now we've got some enemy ships closing in. So apologies for the jump in the video. I was recording and suddenly both my battery was low and my iCloud storage was low, meaning the video stopped and I was caught mid-game. So as you can see, that was a brief demonstration of the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. If you leave the menu running, it does a demo of the gameplay, which we saw we can switch off. And here's another game I never played. So we can have a quick look at Super Castlevania IV. So we never played the series, basic idea. Hunt down the power-ups and become a vampire killer. That's a secondary item. And get in before the drawbridge goes, some rotational effect there. That powers up your mace, your main weapon. Lots of hidden stuff in the background that you can find. You see this part has got 2 levels, foreground and background, so you can move between. Skeleton to beat up. Back through the gate. Check out this area and bat. Classic Castlevania enemy, the bat. It's not a series I've played a lot. There is a C64 conversion of the original Castlevania for Ultra Software in the US. I managed to miss that jump. Not sure where else to go here. I do like the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. Now I have one. It's not a good idea to jump to your death. Oh, there we go. In the background layer there. There's an example of breaking blocks to reveal power-ups and extras. push the right bumper, the right trigger to for the secondary weapon. Up the stairs into an next section. So, I hope you've enjoyed this scene world unboxing. Here you can see we use the chain to swing. And another twist to the formula. If you can track 1 second at hand. It's a good investment. There are ways to hack them to add extra games, but I don't think I'll be doing that with mine. As I mentioned earlier, I have the SD to SNES, which allows me to play other games I want to. It's an attractive little console in itself. And as I said, one of the key reasons for picking it up is to play those games I don't own, and certainly with games like Super Mario RPG and Castlevania, it's much more fun to play them with a controller than in emulation. So, keep watching the Scene World channel for more unboxing videos, news, reviews and interviews. I've been Merman. Please like and subscribe, and perhaps even share our content on your social media.